Hi everybody, welcome to the Footy Channel Groundhopper for another match day vlog. Tonight I'm back at Ram Meadow as Bury Town take on Quorn in the Southern League Premier Central game. This is going to be a massive game tonight for both sides. Bury on the back of that win against Stratford away, that was a hell of a win, and you know, Bury have only been beaten once since November, so you know, it's been an absolutely fantastic run, and let's hope they can stay unbeaten at the end of this game tonight. As for Quorn, I mean, look, they've done well coming up as well from step 4 like Bury did to step 3. They're in the playoffs at the moment, and they're probably looking to hope to stay there towards the end of the season. But as for Bury, I mean, look, you know, they've done really well themselves. I know a few people tipped them to go straight back down. I never had it in doubt that they would stay up in this league. I always thought they would be okay in this league, and I've been proven right on that. Charlie's still not in goal tonight, Charlie Beckwith, but Ryan Dunn still between the sticks, and look, he's been absolutely terrific since he came in here for the injured Charlie Beckwith. This is going to be a really tight game, I think. I don't think there'll be a lot in it, to be honest. I know they lost to Quorn the last time, I think it was 2-0, but look, I can see this being tighter tonight because Bury have got better since then. They're a different side. Quorn, yes, are a good side, and yes, they've got some new signings in their team. If I've got to put a prediction on this game tonight, do I go with my heart or do I go with my head? Because I have a really soft spot with Bury Town, and I've got some great friends here, I'm going to go for a Bury 2-1 win. I just think Bury might just do it tonight. I really do. You know, I was thinking earlier in the day, oh, this could be a high scoring draw, like a 2-2 draw. But do you know what? I've changed my mind since then. I really got the feeling that Bury might just win this one. And I think with the crowd behind them, I think Bury could win this one. So I'm going to go for a Bury Town 2-1 win. There you go. Please don't forget to hit the like and the subscribe, and on to kick off soon. Oh, close. Oh! Thought that was saved by the keeper, but it wasn't. It was off the pole, off the crossbar. Get in! been coming. One. Half time. Yeah, so it's half time here, and it's Bury Town 1, Quorn 1. Bury started off this game pretty well. You know, that they had chances before they got that goal. And when the goal came, it was a lovely cross, and there was McGraw to glance it in and make it 1-0 to Bury. Then after that goal, Bury did have chances to make it 2-0. Just couldn't take their chances, unfortunately. And Quorn did get an equaliser. Bury had the ball at the other end, but it came back up. And as the ball came across, the Quorn player had too much time and space, and he got his shot past the goalkeeper into the top of the net and made it 1-1. Bury did have chances towards the end of that half, and possibly should have been 2-1 up at half time. But it has been a lively game, and it is 1-1 at the moment. And let's see what happens in the second half. Go! Get in! Get in, Ollie, lad. Oh, get in. Good goal. Oh! What a save. Whoa. Fucking hell, no way. Come on, ref. Yes, I've got Cole here. Cole, I mean, tonight, obviously, big game tonight against Quorn. First half, I thought you played pretty well first half. You got the goal. Obviously, they got the equaliser. I think for the equaliser, maybe they had a bit too much time and space in the box to score it. And obviously, in that first half as well, I thought you weren't clinical enough to put the to get that second goal.
I think you should come and take my job. Now you've pretty much hit the nail on the head. I think in terms of our display first half, I thought we were very, very dominant. I thought we were really, really dominant, and it's probably been a trend throughout the last couple of months. I'd say our performance has been really, really good, and it's sort of reflected by the run we've been on. Completely agree with the goal. As much as it's an event we're never going to change for future proofing and for future reference, we talk about closing gaps in dangerous situations as much as we can. I don't think we've done it for the goal. We allowed him to take a touch and get that. It wasn't even a half turn, it's a full turn in our own box, and great finish from the lad, to be fair. I think it took a slight deflection, but we should have been out of sight again probably, and that's not individualising people at the top end of the pitch. That's as a collective, as a group. We've had unbelievable performances for huge chunks of games in recent months, and the distances between ourselves and the sides we're playing against in fixtures should be greater going into the half time. The half time's almost coming at the completely wrong time for us at the minute, but then caveat to that being the second half display. The first 15 minutes were remarkable, and I thought when you've got someone like Mikey Davis on the left hand side with the left foot that he's got, and Max Moore on the right hand side with the sort of finesse and goal that he's got, I don't think we maximised that. Once we went to 4-1, we almost come off it a little bit.
Yeah.
And look, you can argue that dissect the game the best you can. You can go through the footage and critique ourselves as coaches and the players as to why the game finished the way it finished, but you can also give them a huge amount of credit for chucking out at it, but also doing it with a little bit of finesse in the top end. You can give them a huge amount of credit, I think.
Yeah, I mean, you were 4-1 up, you were cruising.
Yep.
You came out clinical in that second half.
Yep.
And it was great to see that McGraw got a hat-trick as well.
Yep.
But they get a free kick, make it 4-2. Slightly nervy then after that, and then they get that penalty. I didn't see the incident for the penalty, but was it a penalty in your opinion?
No, I can give you an honest opinion on that. Absolutely not. And I think they struggled this evening, to be honest, the officials. I really do. And it's important that, obviously this is going on onto YouTube, but they'll have an honest conversation as they would to me. And in the man, if we're conducting ourselves in an ill manner, I'd expect them to do exactly the same. But it's a game-changing moment that when the game goes 4-2, and that's a little bit of quality, a great finish from their lad. Granted, it's a foul on the edge of the box. It's avoidable. Instead of working our feet, we've lunged into a tackle, give away a free kick, and it's a great finish. But then the third one is a game-changing moment. It's never a penalty. You can change see what a direction of the football. It's never a penalty. And then that is a game-changing one. When it goes to 4-3, that does give them that momentum of now we're really back in the game. Whereas if it doesn't materialise and they don't get a penalty, it stays at 4-2. The momentum of the game probably is a completely different momentum, and that's when we probably do go out and manage the game and see it out. But look, there'll be people watching this, I'm sure, that said, look, you're 4-1 up, how have you got back to 4-4? How have they got back to 4-4? It's not through for one to try and trust me. I'm not going to. But it's something we'll assess. But like I said, they deserve a huge amount of credit.
Yeah, absolutely. And then obviously they get the fourth goal equaliser, and again that comes from a ball across the defence.
Yep.
And they have a bit of freedom in the box and manage to put it in the back of the net.
No, they do, and like I said, naturally they're going to. They did literally throw everything at it. In fairness to them, they've done it with a little bit of finesse and guile, but again, it's one for us to dissect. It's slightly raw still now without watching it back. We will watch it back, and as their way, we could have closed gaps in wide situations, potentially. Could we defend our box better? Potentially. They're all potentials. Until I watch it back and go through it a couple of times, I won't have real clarity, but I'm so pleased with huge aspects of our game, and it's another indication of us going toe to toe, and if not bettering a group that's at the top end of the league. So I'll try and drain every little bit positive out of it as I can.
Yeah, I wasn't impressed with that referee tonight. If I'm honest, I thought he had a bit of a poor second half. Looked like Max went down, and it looked like it should have been a penalty. And I was on the other side of the pitch, and George was kicked towards the end of that game, and again referee just played on no free kick when it should have been. Everybody over there was shouting for a free kick.
Yeah, it's a wonderful world of football, and look, they'll have unbelievable afternoons, they'll have good afternoons, they'll have bad afternoons. Everyone's had them. I'm not going to stand and critique him in any way, shape or form. I just thought this evening was maybe an off night for him. I'm sure you've had them at some point in your life, and I've certainly had them in my career, so It's hard to. It's an incredibly tough job. It's a really, really tough job. Of course, I'm not going to get all decisions right, but I thought this evening their poor decisions probably outweigh their good ones. But it's a wonderful world of football. It happens to everyone. So we'll move on. We'll dust ourselves down. We'll move on.
Yeah, like you say. I mean, look, it's been a great season for Bury Town. I mean, probably a lot of people thought, you'll probably go straight back down. You've proved a lot of people wrong. I always thought you'd stay up in this league anyway, and why not make a push for the playoffs now?
Very much so. It's very much the aim, and you probably again hit the nail on the head in a sense that when you get promoted into a league, you probably say a large chunk of the internal and probably the external would be to stay in the league. Through, I don't know, certainly not through a little bit of naivety, and it's certainly not through arrogance or ignorance. I knew we'd be competitive as a group. I've worked the group for long enough to know what we're capable of. I know the capabilities of the club. So, look, of course, we're now in a position where it looks like we may stay in the league, but of course my desires, and I know the group's desires, is to very much affect the top end of the table. If we can have a late surge, we've still got a chunk of games to play. If we can carry on our performances that we have done over recent weeks and keep chalking away at those points, why not have a real good push for the playoffs the latter part of the season?
Yeah, one loss since November. Absolutely fantastic. You got Bishop Stortford here on Saturday.
Yep.
That'll be a tough game. I was at your away game when it absolutely lashed down that day, and that was awful weather that day. But hopefully this time you can get the 3 points.
Let's hope so. It's another tough game. Look, I know it's cliche in football. You can say every game's a tough game. Of course it is. But they'll be in a similar position to ourselves. They'll be, still having half an eye on that little bit below them to try and drag themselves away from that. But again, they'll be looking to affect things at the top end of the league. They're a good group, good manager, got some really good players. It was a sort of game that was ruined by the conditions when we played them away from home. So we know what to expect here. We'll do our homework, we'll dust the lads down the best we can, and hopefully a positive outcome on Saturday.
Lovely. Thanks very much, Cole. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, so guys, it's finished here. Bury Town 4, Quorn 4. What a game of football it's been here tonight. But Bury took the lead in that first half and probably could have gone 2 or 3-0 up, but just didn't take their chances, and Quorn did get the equaliser. Maybe too much time and space in the box for the Quorn player to equalise. Second half, Bury come out a totally different team. Totally different team that came out in the second half. Bury Town raced into a 4-1 lead, and then you're thinking the game's done. That's 3 points for Bury, but Quorn came back. They got a free kick, made it 4-2. Then they got a penalty, and Zak Goodson scored his second of the game with a penalty, made it 4-3, set it up for a tense finale. And yeah, I mean, look, they got the equaliser. The ball came across the box, and the player was there waiting to put it in the back of the net. Disappointing from that aspect for Bury. You've heard from Cole as well. I mean, look, still, I mean, 4-4. Probably before the game, Bury Town were probably thinking of a point, but when you're 4-1 up, you think you should be winning that game. Referee wasn't great again. Second half, he was just like, it was all about him. He made some rather strange decisions. I mean, Max Moore went down in the box, should have been a penalty, but didn't give it. George Contrell was fouled on the side where I was, again, didn't get it. So yeah, the referee was a bit poor in some aspects of the game, but look, can't focus on the referee too much. But it was a very good game of football tonight, and but it's a point, and as I say, Bury have only lost one game since November. They've got Bishop Stortford on Saturday, and can they make a late push for the playoffs? Absolutely, so why not? But it'll be an interesting end of the season to see where Bury can finish. But if you have enjoyed tonight's video, please don't forget to smash a like and also hit the subscribe. But from Ram Meadow here, it's Bury Town 4, Quorn 4. Thank you for watching.